Welcome to Transformation Thursdays, unleashing potential one story at a time.
Hello and welcome to Transformation Thursdays. I'm your host, Jay Dubois, and I have the great honor and pleasure to be here with Tata G, Tata Guillermo Hernandez, who is a dear friend and someone that I really look up to, feel strongly about, and I can't wait for you to hear from him. Let me give him a little introduction here. Tata G is a senior research associate in the field of child development and human relations. He comes from the Purupecha Nation from Michoacan, Mexico. Tata G is recognized as a culture promoter and ceremonialist, consultant, trainer, community organizer, and family coach, an elder and bridge person to help connect families from the North and South by sharing and integrating ancient wellness approaches that nourish the mind, body, and spirit. This is something that you do exceedingly well, that I have witnessed, is you co-create safe spaces to honor, empower, and support families through a network of cultural promoters, Familias Unidas, and Una Voz, to preserve our culture and its traditions alive. Welcome, Tata G. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for the work that you do. Thank you so much for the blessing that you bring to my life and the life of people that I love. I met Tata G through, unexpectedly one day when my partner Winnie texted me and said, "Hey, I got a Native American elder here. You need to come." So I came, and of course, I would have come not knowing who you are, but what I met really surprised me. Right, very, brilliant, heart-centered, very connected. You connect straight from the heart, and you see people, you meet them where they're at, and it doesn't matter if they're up here or down here. There's no difference in the way that you treat them, and I have deep respect for that. And I'm really curious how you became Tata G, right? Where'd you come from, and how'd you get to where you are?
Jay, thank you for sharing these beautiful words. So beautiful when we get together and share a little bit of our experience, but specifically when we start developing our friendship. And part of us working together and develop friendships, in the journey of our lives, there are times where we want friends because we have a need. And that need could be physical, emotional, mental, but rare, we are developing friendships to get connected and help us reconnect with our spirituality. There's a big difference of working together in a religion compared to a spirituality. And when you get connected with the spirit don't have form. The spirit is in the air and the water and the fire and Mother Earth. So part of us is how can we find tools to ground ourselves? And some of us, we already have that information because we like to walk barefooted. We don't wear too many clothes. We get together early in the morning and we acknowledge the sun. We do sunrise ceremonies, or we look into the evenings and we take a trip to the beach or to the mountains and we see the sunsets. So there are some of us, we have already those that information, and problem is that we are caught up in a day-to-day thing, living in these beautiful cities with a lot of material stuff, that we forgot about how to take care of ourselves from the inside out. So through the years, I was learning how can I appreciate the gifts and the knowledge of my ancestors. So to appreciate those gifts, I was not aware what is my best way to get connected to the people and the cultures where I am coming from. and I decided to start exploring outside. So I went to different meetings, to different places. I went to gatherings where people say, hey, what are you doing here? This is only for people from this color, or this is for people from this religion, and things like that. And I say, hey, be gentle with me. I am here kind of to try and see how good is the food. So I was with the excuse that trying to see how good is the food. And I stayed, and through that process, I started developing trust. And that I am there to learn. I am not there to take advantage of the knowledge that people are sharing. So little by little, I find other people who it was really interesting and kind of understanding why they do the things that they do. And I am a real person in my young age, question my grandparents, question my elders about why. And why do we have to do that way? And how come we don't do it this way?
Yeah.
This is a new ways, new terms. We have this, we have that. Why do we need to use that way? And always they pull my ears and they pull this part of my hair and they say, hey, little guy, be patient and learn. So it took me a little while kind of to learn how can I be patient, to learn what I don't see. And people say, do you notice that we have some visitors over here in the meeting? And I look around and I say, hey, yes, only you and me. Wow, guess what? The room it was full of spirits. And I say, what? So people get scared when they say there's spirits around us. And why? Because we think about it, about how the information they are sharing with us through our parents, through the school, through society is the always spirits. So when you sense spirits, is because you are doing bad things, or you are planning to do not too good gatherings. But through the years, you start notice the difference. So through the years, I went a little more deep and started looking into the ways some of the local tribes right here in California, they used to hand together to acknowledge the pain, to acknowledge whatever happened in the past. So I was invited to be part of starting to form a group about 30 years ago under the Archdiocese of Los Angeles called Native American Concerns. So the Archdiocese give a certain amount of money to indigenous Native American people and try to see if we are available to put some documents together so that way we can educate people inside of the church. So a good friend was Sylvia Mendival from one of the Tomba Autumn group in Arizona. She decided to say, I am willing to be the head person to organize this, and let's go see how far we can go. So we start meeting, monthly meetings. We asked the Catholic Church if it can allow us to use one of the facilities so that way we can try to do one Sunday of the month, we can do a ceremonial mass using the Christianity, but also in our traditions, when our ways, the music, the way that we greet each other, the burning of the incense and things like that. So Father Tom, who is the chaplain of the Holy Angels Church, who is the church under the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, who work together when people who they are deaf have trouble communicating and hearing. So they have a mass, and two masses on Sundays, and one Sunday of the month they allow us for us to get together and do our celebration. So little by little, people start trusting us, and we went and start developing some guidelines on the best way where we want to be available to communicate and train and educate people under the Catholic Church. So give us an opportunity to take a trip to Rome. Give us an opportunity to travel to different archdioceses right here in Canada and also in the United States, and share some information about our indigenous ways. So little by little, we work together, and finally, about 4 or 5 years ago, the Archbishop Gomez, who is now in charge of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, he passed a resolution, acknowledge the indigenous people from this region is still alive and is still looking for place to do some work. So we come up with about 20 guidelines on how we want to accommodate each other, to learn from each other. So every time that we have the archdiocese willing to use indigenous ways for a workshop, for training, or for ceremonies, they need to get in touch with one of these individuals from these tribes. So we work together when the local Tomba Gabrielino tribe, who is in San Gabriel. We work when the Fernandeño Tatavia, who they are in San Fernando. We went the Chumas people who are in the coast, and we work when the San Juan Capistrano indigenous tribes in San Juan Capistrano. So we have that resolution passed from Santa Barbara all the way down to Orange County and the County of Los Angeles Archdiocese Church. So if we want to bury somebody under the cemeteries, if we want to do a celebration to honor indigenous way that person, the church need to allow us to do that stuff, and also with a lot of respect. So we are using part of those, because some of our elders, when we get together, they say, hey, I would love to try to see if we can do our ceremonial ways, the way our ancestors they used to do when people move forward. So we do those things. So this is how, little by little, I start getting involved. 35 years ago, also when some of us, we come out from high school with 3rd degrees, we, from college, we get together a group of Chicano professionals to start developing a company or organization they call now National Compadres Network. And this National Compadres Network is a group of professional people who decides to get together and learn about our own cultural ways, so that way we can develop curriculums, so that way we want to be available to get evidence-based approved, so that way we can teach other professional people, but also we can share when not-profits or school districts, they are people educated with the knowledge, so that way we can go over there and share an evidence-based curriculum in case you want to use it. There are third sessions where you can work together with them, so that way you can get grants or you can get whatever you need to get. So down the line, if people are interested in learning a little more, log in into nationalcompadresnetwork.org, and you want to get all the different information that they have. So that one, right over there up to the pandemic, most of us, we stay in a little bit underground, kind of learning and see what things can we do. And 2 of my daughters and my granddaughters decide, hey, Dad, what is the chance if we can start exchanging information between father, daughters, and grandkids, so that way we can create something. So 2 of my daughters, who they are professionals, so that means Mama and Papa help pay out for them to get the degrees. So they come up and we start developing one generation counseling service. And basically is to share information and educate therapists and professional people what is the best way to get connected to your roots, so that way you be available to serve the community and the people who they are in the community better, because you are now sensitive to the culture and the traditions. So my younger daughters and my granddaughters, we developed a program called Viva Play. And this Viva Play is to work together when children, males and females, 0 to 3 years old, we bring it together to a clinical setting stage where we teach them about the circle of life, we teach them about the 4 directions, and we teach them about the 4 seasons. And we put some examples on how the season work, what are the elements, and people get together to have fun. We use drums, we use a lot of music, we use songs, we use a lot of beautiful stuff. So that's part of the work that we do with my family, part of the work that I start doing with the other groups and other communities. And I was so blessed. Yacine introduced us, Jay, and you and your wife, because now we give me an opportunity to work together with a different community that sometimes both communities it's hard to reach with each other, because sometimes we have we don't have enough time to share and spend time to share each other wisdom. And I am so pleased every time that you invite me to participate and be part of when your organization, I am available to get connected specific when that community, so that way little by little we can make friendships, we can learn each other about how good are the foods, and we can see how we can continue collaborating. So that's part of my work, that's part of the things that I am doing. Okay, Jake.
That you know, and the food is good, by the way. I just want to say that. Like right before we started talking, I all of a sudden could smell the café de campo. No, the way that we make, the way that you make coffee when we're in the you know, when we were in Crystal Lake. I smelled it. I could smell it very, very, very vividly. It's not cooking right here, but I could smell it. Yeah, I really, so I'm also very grateful to you and your openness to work with us. And one of the things I know you're passionate about is something that I'm also very passionate about, right? I have degrees in anthropology, and I practice you know, a shamanic spirituality, and like it is my you know, it has been my dream. It has always been, you know, I love to taste the food as well, right? I go to Peru and I love the food there, and I love the culture there, and I love the way things are done, and I learned how best to respect the land there, yeah, from the people there, from the traditions there. And so I go, any place I go, I leave an offering, because you know,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, just to ask permission and to connect with the earth, right? To give something in return, not just take, right? And you know, I know that you're also, this is also dear to your heart, but this desire to connect culturally with other cultures, right? So for those who don't know, Tata G and Compassionate Transformation Community, which is the nonprofit that I am the executive director of, and that my partner Winnie is the chair of, is has a program called Ancestral Voices, where we exchange cultural wisdom. And I mean, I know a little bit about why, you know, what's behind this desire for you, but I just want to bring up this this prophecy of the rainbow nations, right?
Yeah.
And this is something that, you know, I got excited about when I was younger, but by the time I met you, I was like, oh, I don't see that, I don't know, right? And then, but at the same time, I'm working with Winnie and with Chinese culture, right? And trying to learn Chinese language, or I'm learning Chinese language, but slowly. And you know, I speak Spanish as well, and I'm picking up different cultural information. So I have this desire in me, but it's not articulated until, it wasn't articulated until I met you. And so I'm curious, like, what got you, like what gets you so passionate about intercultural exchange, which is something that we do together?
Part of the work, and the journey of start understanding who was my ancestors, it gave me an opportunity to mingle it up with people from different cultures. And I was so impressed how people was sharing, oh, I am from this clan, or I am a descendant of so on, and my ancestor, this is my lineage, and all that stuff. And I said, wow, 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 stand guys, let me get back and try to see how much I can trace my lineage. So I start working at that, take a few trips to Mexico, start working from both sides of my grandparents, from my mom's side, but also from my father's side, and try to see how we can link that and trace that lineage. And it was so beautiful because little by little the information come up, and at the same time I was talking to different people right here in the United States and involved with a lot of local indigenous peoples. And I can see the difference and the way that they are required to do certain ceremonies, certain rituals. And I say, okay, well, let's go try to see if I can pick up a little bit from here, a little bit from over there, so that way I can create something different, but it can make more sense on how that we need to find our place in the circle of life. So I start working a little more and understanding the concept of the circle of life and see the development of the human, the development of the seasons, the four directions, all those little details. And I say, okay, there had to be a way where we can link all these things together and put it up in a template so that way people can understand. But besides you sharing that information, they can feel it. So it took me a little while for people to accept coming together in order uh, put have a section where you can empty your luggage, you can put your shoes, and you can learn why it's so important to come in order to the circle. So I just start inviting people and asking, what about this? What about that? So I say, well, Mr. Hernandez, it's not a bad idea. You are not doing nothing wrong. Al contrario, you are helping people kind of to find and feel more comfortable. So anyway, we went, I started up, looking about 30 years ago. And little by little, in some of the invitations, some of the gatherings, I asked for opportunity to share this way. So people like it. So we get together and like you notice, and when we come together in order according to your birthday month, it gives you an opportunity for you to mingle it up with those people who belong to the same seasons. So that way you can start trusting and developing the friendship. If you want to continue working together with that group, beautiful, but you already know who's on your right side and who's on your left side, who is backing you up and who want to give you headaches or who want to give you some troubles. So you already know how much that you need to babysit somebody on the left side or how much that you need to pay attention to the person on your right side. So that's something real beautiful. So from that one, I start and together introducing the fire ceremony concept. A lot of our ancestors, they used to have ceremonies and they used to have a specific ritual for this reason, because the moon is switching from a small moon to big moon. Let's go get together and have this ritual. And this is the way that we want to do it. Beautiful. So I say, okay, this is in our time. Let's go see how can we do something where our young people and the people in this time, we can understand what is the purpose for us to get together in the fire circle. So you and Comadrita experienced one time a fire circle in Signal Hill. It was something real beautiful. And probably you say, man, I don't know, but that Guillermo is kind of crazy, but like it. and let's go see what things can we do. So basically,
Yes.
this is how I am interacting and learning, but I am putting it in practice. And that's something where I love kind of to share this information so that way other young people can try to do something in order when honor the medicine and the way of the ancestors from that land. So I went and
Yes.
I asked our local indigenous tribes, and I shared this information, and they say, "Well, Mr. Hernandez, it's not bad. You are not doing nothing wrong. Let's go try to do that one because I think you have a good heart, and I think you know our ways a little bit. You need to learn a little more about the language and all that stuff and the songs and things like that. But those things coming up when they need to come." So
Mm.
that's why I am doing the stuff. So little by little, have an opportunity to meet you and meet other people from other nations. And I am so grateful that we are interacting between the Korean nation and ourselves. So that way we can learn how to exchange knowledge because we have almost similar stuff, except that we have different names. But if we can put it together and the circle when we get together and everybody share their own ways and things like that, it be healthy for everybody. Right here in
Yeah.
Los Angeles, right here in LA County, there's the county of the entire world where you can see people from different indigenous nations coming together from all over the world. Problem is that we don't know how to interact. And this is a
Yeah.
beautiful example of this conversation that we are having. This is how we need kind of to get connected, trust each other, because that's part of the warrior people that we need to come together, people from different nations to come together for one simple concept. How can we take care of Mother Earth? How can we work together so that way we don't continue destroying Mother Earth? How can we take away and live according to the land? But how
Mm.
can we detox a little bit from the material stuff that we have? How
Yes.
can we switch things so that way, wherever we go, we take a little plate, a little cup, we take our utensils, we take our napkins, so that way we don't have to waste too much plastic and we can
Mm.
clean it up and we can do things for ourselves. How can we continue taking our shoes, whatever house we are going, so that way we want to honor the energy and the way that you like to maintain your house in order. That's part of the things that we need to teach other people because not too many of us we like to do the beautiful stuff that we do. Why? Because we are too much into the modern times. The more material the stuff that I have, the better person I am. And
Right.
that don't work. That don't work. So that's part of the work that we want to be doing together, exchanging and be flexible and the knowledge that we are exchanging. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Yes. And it's so beautiful how Chinese philosophy and you can see calligraphy on the wall behind me, and Native American philosophy, and even my ancestry is Celtic, right? From Great Britain, France, whatever. And ancient Celtic society really value the earth and the feminine principle. And there's a lot of ancient wisdom in the traditions of every culture if we just keep to that instead of like getting caught up in the modern idols of fame, fortune, whatever,
Yeah.
greed and materialism, right? um yeah, but so and this is one of the things that is really beautiful that you can't fake, right? Is
Yeah.
the kind of container, the kind of integrity that the ceremonies that you host or co-host um, have, right? It's very, it's a very ancient and beautiful and clean way to create sacred space, to connect with the earth, with the ancestors, and with other people of like hearts, but different cultures and different colors, or different, like to eat different foods, whatever. So it's a really beautiful thing. And we have an event coming up on November 4th, I believe, which is a multicultural Day of the Dead. Can you tell people what, if they were to come to that, what they would what would happen? What would they receive?
Basically, part of the work that we need to do is understanding the seasons. And right now we are in the fall season, which is a
Yes.
beautiful opportunity for us to start letting go some of the traumas that we have. Let him go some of the stuff that we don't need to be carrying. Emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual. There's a lot of times we are so caught up in the day-to-day things. I need to carry this, I need to do this. And there's an opportunity for people to come together, acknowledge the spirit of our ancestors. Each of our cultures have a way to honor the dead. So we want to
Yes.
come together and that day so we can get together, have a food exchange, get together and try to build a community altar when some of the people in your family who pass away, for whatever reason, sometimes they are coming down and they are knocking in our house and they say, hey guys, I want to have a conversation with you. But we don't know how to talk to the spirits. So basically, what we are getting together, if we do a whole celebration, if we do a ceremony, and we acknowledge each other and we acknowledge the spirit, are the stars. And you get together, you have an opportunity to see the star. People, it wanna be so beautiful because now you have a key to start talking to the spirits, who they are the
Yes.
stars. And a lot of
Yes.
times we don't know how to do it that part because we are scared. But that's part of the things when we go to the mountains, this is what we do. When we do sunrise, this is what we do. When we do sunset, this is the purpose. So
Yes.
now, how can together people from different walks of life, we come together to honor the spirit of our ancestors who they move already forward one step. So basically, that's what we are doing. If you have any memories that you have from your grandfather, from your father, from the last person who passed away in your family, and it's time for you to reconnect, we want to have a little fire. And this sacred fire, we want to be putting our intentions when serve medicine, what is tobacco. So we want to be adding into the fire a little bit of tobacco, and you want to be cleansing yourself when that tobacco is smoked. So that way you can let the spirit part, guess what? I am here. I am holding a space in this Mother Earth for you guys. So when you guys are getting together with us, we can create a bigger healing circle for us to heal, but also to heal our ancestors. I don't
Yes.
care from what color or nationality you are coming, but if you are brave and you want to come along and join us, just come together.
Yes.
Flyer is already out, so the soon they they can send you the flyer, the information,
Yes.
and we want to be getting together for that.
There'll be a link in the description to that, to more information about that event.
Mhm.
It's November 4th at San Pasqual Park in Pasadena,
Yes.
and that's going to be a guarantee everyone who's watching that they will have a beautiful experience that touches them heart and soul, and connects them with their ancestors and with other human beings. And it's a really important practice for all societies to connect with their ancestors, because of course you know we are what they work so hard for. So let's take full advantage and connect. And then I just want to mention before we go, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate that you took the time to do this for us today. And we also have a health and wellness fair coming up in Lancaster, which is down near Downey. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Into the group, when we get together into these ceremonies, you build connection with people. And from a long time, I was working with Paul, what is the principal of this elementary school, and in the area of Bellflower, some area in that region. And we talk about it, and I say, hey, Paul, what is the chance if we can get together and we can use your location and maybe we can have a wellness fair? And he asked me, I like the idea, Mr. Hernandez. Let's go see what things can happen. So we scheduled a meeting. We went and we talked a little bit about it. And I went last week and toured the whole school, working, present to some of the teachers. Matter of fact, it was 2 months ago, I present to them the concept and everybody liked it. So what we are looking to have is a gathering of parents and families from that community together with gathering of people who do wellness, ancestor teachings. If you want to call it not Western way, we are looking to bring indigenous practitioners to come down and share some of the modalities on how to heal each other. So we are looking to have about 20 facilitators to work together in 4 areas: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So we are looking to have between 4 to 5 booths in those sections. And also we are looking to have some activities for some of the children who they are in that school, who they are children with special needs. So I want to be working together with them, teaching and introducing into the drums, introducing into the healing circles, plus ask them to see if they are willing to try some of the danza performance groups from some of the Aztecs participants. So we want to have different activities for people kind of to learn how to move, what to do. And I was finished talking in the gathering of the elders when one of the brothers from the Maya community who do the Mayan ball game, and we are looking to have that group to come down and interact with the children and the parents, teach them about how to play that ball game and what things that you need to do. So it's a demonstration that we are looking to do and things like that. So I am so excited because things they are coming up.
Yeah, don't miss that. A genuine Maya ball game. I mean, how many, how many opportunities do you have in your life to witness that? Everybody out there. So thank you so much. I'm really excited about it too. We will be there, the whole Compassion and Transformation team, really. Winnie and I and a couple of other people, Howie and Jason Gong, who's also on the board, who's a Reiki master, will be there. And we're going to bring a couple of other friends, healers. And, I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll have a demonstration as well. And it should be a beautiful day. And we're going to do it, in ceremony. In addition to it being a fair, it's also going to be a ceremony. So it's going to be a unique, beautiful, powerful experience. And I'm really looking forward to that too. I'm really blessed to have met you and had this opportunity to talk to you, Tata G. And I look forward to the next time we're together.
No, I am looking forward, and part of the things where I am looking, and I think this is one beautiful collaboration where we can work more together. How can we start bringing families together so that way we can create a gathering retreat up there in the mountains for a weekend, so that way people can experience this as different ways. How can we
Yeah.
get people together in the beach? And we can have a beach ceremony and gathering where we can get together and enjoy the ocean. And same thing, how can we go to the desert and
Yeah.
also enjoying the blessing that the desert got for us? So there are things that we want to be collaborating and working together. And this is just the beginning of a big, big journey. So that way we can provide you when tools for you to start digging in into your roots. So that way you can understand who are you, where you coming from, and how much knowledge that you carry from your ancestors. So
Whew. I'm looking forward to it.
me
Thank you,
too,
compadre.
compadre. All
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. We see
Thanks
you.
for
Have
joining
a
us.
good night, everybody.
You too. Take
Okay.
care.
Please like, share, and subscribe. We connect people with the resources to navigate the ups and downs of life. Will you help us solve the mental health crisis? Please donate to Compassionate Transformation at lovect.net. Thank you and love you.